Hey guys, so unfortunately we ran into some technical issues with Eliot's filming. Her camera is kind of laggy and glitchy for like the first half of the reaction. I apologize. The audio's still fine. I still think the commentary is really good, and we had a really good discussion at the end. So hopefully you still watch the reaction and enjoy it. And yeah, it won't happen again. Hope you guys understand.
All right, guys, welcome back to another reaction video. So, today I am living the anime dream. I'm watching anime. We're watching Akira today, and I am joined by a self-labeled top-tier waifu. So I feel like, as the weebs are concerned, I'm at kind of the top of the mountain. Um, no, I'm joined here by Eliot Tasuna. She's a cosplayer. Like I said, self-labeled top-tier waifu, total anime fan. How are you doing today, Eliot?
Doing good. How are you?
I am great. I'm so happy to not be alone. So we're watching Akira. Wow, that could be really dark.
You can take that
Not
anyway.
like that. No, we're watching Akira today. I've never seen it. You've never seen it, even though you're a huge anime fan.
Yeah.
So this is kind of cool. It's an '80s anime. I don't think I've seen. Have you seen anything else from like the '80s?
Not that I can think of. I have a lot that I need to watch from the 80s, but none that I've actually sat down and watched.
Yeah, I mean, when's Ghost in the Shell? Ghost in the Shell is like '90s, isn't it? It's a little later.
I want to say if it is 80s, it's 89, but I want to say it's in the early 90s.
Yeah, so I mean that's my only experience with older anime besides maybe Ghibli. So I really love Ghost in the Shell. It's like one of my favorite anime. I just like the style and the action of it and the philosophy. So I'm very excited about Akira. I've heard really good things about it. It's on like every anime top tier, top 10 list. But yeah, so before we get into it, you're a cosplayer. Tell me like a little bit about yourself, or tell everybody a little bit about yourself. How long have you been cosplaying? What are you cosplaying as first to begin with?
Well, I'm cosplaying as Asuka from Neon Genesis Evangelion. That's probably like the earliest anime that I've seen. So I was like, do 90s, 80s anime. They're close enough. The kind of general theme of the series is close enough. I think Asuka would be a good character to cosplay.
For sure, and it's an awesome cosplay, so who cares?
Thank you. But
yeah, how long have you been cosplaying for?
I would say, so I started cosplaying when I was, I want to say 13. So about 7, we're coming up on 8 years now, but I didn't start taking cosplay seriously until about 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh wow, okay. Well, that's awesome. I mean, that's so cool that you've been. I think it's so like the more cosplayers and stuff I've been collaborating with, I think it's such a fascinating community. Like we were talking a little bit off camera, and you're like, "Oh, I just do this as like a hobby, and I'm inviting people out of state and out of country to do these like big things just as like a side thing." And it's crazy. It's like such this like expansive, dedicated. I mean, and it includes the anime community, but it's like this dedicated kind of expansive, like really creative community. It's awesome.
Yeah. I've met a lot of cool people.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. So I'm gonna link your Instagram down below, Eliot Tasuna. She has a bunch of super cool cosplays. And before you do anything, you're gonna go and look at all those cosplays and like all of them, and then put comments about all of them, how they're all beautiful and she looks stunning, and then come back here and join us to watch Akira. So as always, full-length reaction is going to be up on our Patreon. Like I said, please go check out all of Eliot's stuff. I'm going to link it all in the description. We are very happy to have her today. And then, as always, to avoid the copyright gods, there's going to be a free link in the description to the actual reaction. And then you guys can come back here to hear our thoughts, theories, and reviews. Let's just get into Akira. Alright guys, welcome to the full-length reaction of Akira. We are watching this one on animesuge.to. Feel free to watch along with your own copy. I'm just going to give you guys a quick countdown here. All right, 3, 2, 1. What'd you think?
I enjoyed it. I definitely will say that I enjoyed. The scoring was great.
Oh, the music was incredible.
Just like setting up the universe right off the beginning.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think it mean? Like, I'm so glad I'm not watching this alone, because, like, I don't... What happened? Like, what does it all mean?
I want to... I don't even know where to start on like.
Right. Well, I mean, I do think there was some really cool stuff about like science, right? Like I don't know why, maybe I'm pulling this out, but there was that really interesting line the Colonel had about science is romantic. And like the military understands that it's not. And I do think there is something in that about like them experimenting with these people and like always assuming the best. And it's like, oh, like they created this whole like universe and this is impressive and powerful. But in that, you know, people die and it is like, I don't know, it's destructive, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah. I feel like he presented the scientists as being like, there's always going to be good out of what happens. The Colonel's like, that's not true. That's not how people are.
Yeah.
And which is demonstrated both ways. We got the kids sacrificing literally everything to save Kaneda, but at the same time, Tetsuo did everything he did with not necessarily the best intentions.
Yeah, it was. I really thought the Colonel character was super interesting because he was way different than I thought, and he had this like, he was really nuanced. Like I was very surprised with that, and I really liked his character. Where, yeah, it was really interesting.
Mm-hmm. There was one thing. This is me being a giant science nerd, but when they first introduce where Akira is at, they say that it's 0.0005 Kelvin, so almost exactly absolute zero. And then when they go on to describe Akira, they say that he's absolute energy, which you can't, if you're an absolute zero, there is no energy. There's no movement of molecules. So to store him in an area where there's absolutely nothing, to me, I was like, that is such a cool juxtaposition and absolutely
brilliant. Dude, that's so cool that you like noticed all that. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, like, okay, do we dare theorize what the heck happened at the end there?
I feel like there's a million different ways you could take that ending. I'm leaning towards it was an alternate universe that they sent.
Yeah, it feels like Tetsuo like became like almost like Akira or something. Mm-hmm. Like it was like he became energy as well for like a different universe, something.
Or
I don't know.
Even on the note of like him being energy, if he is like became energy and then just like every molecule that made up who he was just like became energy in the purest sense and was just spread throughout the universe.
It kind of feels like that's what happened. I don't really know though. I really like. What did you think about the whole world?
I love the sci-fi. I love the presentation of it being like post World War III. What is the absolute worst that it could be? Post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would kill for a movie about just the first 20 minutes. Like, I like, first of all, the animation of that, which somebody tell me in the comments. I don't know if it was 2D or 3D on the bikes, but those bikes looked 2D, right? Mm-hmm. Which is insanely hard to do if you have anything like that and you're moving and changing perspective. It's super hard to animate. But all the bike animation was super cool. And all the fighting, like that whole opening chase scene that's like one of my favorite fights, I think, of the whole movie. Mm-hmm. It was so well done. And it was just interesting seeing like these teenage kids kind of thrown into this savage world to the point where it was like they're still teenagers, and you were pointing that out, where it's like, oh, they kind of have this simplistic view, and even at the end he's like, oh, I have to save my friend, but then on the other hand it's like they're beating the living crap out of like bikers and like doing these huge crazy things, and I liked that kind of blend of the two worlds, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. I also love that like the three children were children. They don't know anything better than what they've been through. They don't understand these complex concepts. They only know what they've been presented with. They haven't had a chance to live any other world than what they currently are living.
Yeah. Yeah, that was... I'm going to have to watch some video essays about that one for sure. Yeah, so, I mean, thank you. Thank you for joining me here, Eliot. Yeah. As always, please go check out all of her stuff. I'm going to link it in the description. She's got Instagram, tons of cool cosplays. Like I said before, give them a ton of love because she's super sweet and awesome, as you guys can clearly tell. So yeah, thank you for joining me here. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to do something else in the future. Who knows? Let us know in the comments, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for joining us here. Thank you for watching. As always, full length reaction up on Patreon, super cheap. It's like $1. If you guys want to go check that out, either way, really thanks for joining us here on YouTube. Thank you for watching. As always, there's tons of stuff on the channel. We got a ton of stuff going on. We're just doing a few movies as like one-offs here because we're kind of stalling before we decide on the results of the competition and start our new anime show, which is going to be super exciting. So hang around, stick around if you want to. If you're new here, welcome, like, subscribe. Either way, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. And hopefully we will see Eliot in another video and you all on the next video.